Hello, my name is Mark Lyon and I'm the winemaker at Sebastiani Vineyards and Winery here in Sonoma County. And I'm here to talk about our new debut for our 2010 Sonoma County Chardonnay here today. Just a little bit of background about myself. I've been making Chardonnay here at Sebastiani since the mid-1980s and have had my, how should I say, experimentation to find out what it really takes to make outstanding Chardonnays here in Sonoma County. And a few things I've learned over the years is that every time and every vintage I have, I'm really just completely enamored with this area for Chardonnay. I really believe that Sonoma County is really the best wine region in the United States for Chardonnay. We have some wonderful appellations within Sonoma County that all excel with this great, it's called the Queen of White Wines, that being Chardonnay. First off is Chalk Hill. We get some Chardonnay fruit from some of Bill's properties there in Chalk Hill region. I also grow Chardonnay in Alexander Valley, which again is a little bit more of a fuller flavored, riper style Chardonnay. But also most of this does come from our own vineyards in Carneros in southern Sonoma. It's a cooler area. It seems to bring a little bit more acidity and minerality to Chardonnay. But all in all, with all those regions and combinations, I'm able to make a really classic, and it is a little bit on the oaky side style of Chardonnay. 2010 was a vintage that was very, very cool. It was the coolest vintage we've had in 10 years, starting from spring all the way to mid-October. And we were also, how should I say, trying to regulate yields in the vineyards too, but we knocked off a few clusters to make it happen. In essence, it was a wonderful opportunity for me to make a more restrained style of Chardonnay, moving away from very ripe apricot-y or ripe peach flavors, more indicative of this vintage to citrus fruits and green apples, which you will see as the general fruit components to this wine. When I'm making this wine, I generally like to barrel ferment most of it. 70% of this wine is barrel fermented, and you certainly will pick up some of the nice toffee and praline and vanilla oak tones to this wine as a result. But I really believe that fruit is where I want to focus more of this wine on. I will take about 30% and just merely tank ferment it to really amp up the fruit dimensions on these wines with a colder fermentation, as opposed to a warmer fermentation sitting on lees with barrels. I also, what I really specialize with this wine too, is I will take each vineyard lot and I have a certain profile that will really make the best Chardonnay from that vineyard spot. Some of them I'll tank ferment, some I will barrel ferment, some I will do malolactic with, and some I'll use older barrels or newer wood expressions. In essence, I'm really trying to create a wine which has all these outstanding components that blend harmoniously later on. I'm also, again, trying to do more restraint on this wine by having not only a little less oak than what I customarily have had, but I'm also trying to have more acidity on the palate. I think acidity is a really important component in Chardonnay, as opposed to being flabby, because we want this to really work with food. Hence, again, I'm picking grapes a little bit sooner with more acidity, and also not doing as much malolactic. It's about 50% malolactic, which will add more creaminess and buttery, but it will also reduce acidity when doing this. This wine, if you want to just have a great combination, Chardonnay, Sonoma Chardonnay goes great with lobster, but I also like it with crab. If you can get crab and season, even better. But certainly on your crab salads, it's a great combination. But I also also love sauteing fish. We have some wonderful local petrale sole we get this time of the year. However, I'm sure at your store you can get some nice tilapia or some Dover sole if you want to indulge a little bit. And I like doing it with a light saute and maybe some capers here and there with some nice herbs. But certainly it goes great with fish, particularly if you can add some mushroom or a little bit of cream sauce to it. And certainly if you're on a lighter fare, it goes great with shrimp, and I like doing that with a classic shrimp salad. So this wine, again, I'm really trying to make it more food friendly with a more restrained style with a little more acidity and a little less oak, so it can blend better with a lot of diverse foods. So please enjoy this wine. Thank you.